Hello, good afternoon. The class will start now. Gods will please confirm you can hear me. Okay. So, good afternoon. Today we'll be looking into introduction of ArcGIS part 2. That's just continuation of what we did last week. So, we'll just be moving more into details about it. So, I'll be handing over to God's will soon. And if you are here to join, you can just subscribe to the channel, and once you subscribe to the channel, automatically you get the update. So God's will, when you are ready, you can just start.
Okay. So welcome you to this class. So we will continue to talk on GIS intro. This is our part two. The data set we're using for this class has not yet been uploaded. I'm sorry for that. I've been having some issues with power, so I'm going to upload this morning. Well, I'll do so immediately after the class. I will upload the file, the dataset we are going to use now, so that you can use it to go back when you are going back to learn and make use of it. I'll be uploading it to the drive, so make sure to check the drive about 30 to an hour after the end of class. So let's start. So like I said, I want to welcome you to this class. We continue with our GIS intro. So today what we're going to do basically is we're going to try to look at how GIS works. Last time I told you guys that GIS works using use of layers. We have layer on layer, kind of final map of the representation of what you basically want to really every project you basically want to present. GIS works in layers. So I'm going to look at how GIS works in layers and some other displacement things, maybe symbology, attribute table, and all of those things. That's what I'm going to work with now. So I'm launching my ArcGIS Pro. So just going to take some time to load up. So these are the two data sets we're using today. Make sure that probably another after the class, look for these two. So, to use them. Let's just wait for ArcGIS Pro to come up. Hello, please, can you see my screen? Just want to confirm.
Yes, I can see it. I can see it.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, okay, thank you. So let's go into this our project. Just wait for it to. Sorry to take some time. It's just unexpected. Okay, so this level is sort of the last time we created an A shape. We looked at different type of examples of especially points, line, polygons, and some raster data such as cube shapes, graph data. So this class, we're actually remembering this shape as a raster data. I want to work with something. Okay, okay. Please, can I confirm? Can you? Okay, okay. Please, can I confirm? Can you hear me? Hello, hello.
Yes, I can hear you. Just continue.
Okay, okay. Sorry for this. Okay, so this is what I want to work with today.
Yes, I can hear you. Just
Let's work
continue.
with some. Let's start from here.
Gozo, please hold on a minute. People can hear you. Let me quickly see if I can fix this up. Yes, I'm coming. I'm coming. I can hear you, but let me quickly fix it up. Proceed, proceed. You can continue.
Show that in this map. You can show those names of the counties in the map, along even with the states and all of that. So let's do it. Let's show the names of the counties in the map. So we can go here, go to labeling properties, click on it. Then let me expand this a little. We're going to go to what do we want to name, and let's go back to the attribute table here. Let's see what the name was. So the name is AD10. So this is the name we want to use here. So let's remove this. So let's clear this one. Double click on this and make sure the expression is correct and apply. So once it's done, you right click and click on label. So with that, we have been able to, bring out the names of the counties. Another good thing why we work with layers in GIS is that you can basically off each layer. Like for now, I can see that the road network is kind of cutting out the counties. So I can say, okay, no, I want to cut out the roads. So I can see the counties very well. I get what I'm saying. So yeah, GIS is built on layers upon layers to form your final map. So depending on which what you want to represent, so you have this. So let us we can switch off the labels. Let us look at this city for the city. So we have names of cities here, cities, and some data about them. So let's see. Let's do the same thing here. Let's try to put up the label. Put up the label. So basically the names of cities here, different cities. All these small polygons we have here, switch of the road network. All these small polygons we have here. So this GitHub and see this Rostum, this Tacoma, all of that, Berkeley. So that's just that flat.
Goswill, sorry to stop you.
Yeah.
I don't know why most people are having issues hearing the class because I'm not seeing any problem here, but I'm still trying to
You
see
can't you
what the
can't hear me.
problem is. Yes. So please, sorry to like disturb you, but you might have to just maybe start from beginning. Let me quickly fix it up. Sorry
Should I
for
start from
that.
beginning now?
Wait, I'm coming. I'm coming. I will tell you when to start.
Okay, let me just clear up this full stop. I can start again.
Okay. Sorry for
Should I
that.
start from beginning now?
Wait, I'm coming. I'm coming. I will tell you when to start.
Okay, let me just clear up this full stop. I can start again.
Okay. Wait, I'm coming. I'm coming. I will tell you when to start.
ilé mo kò sọ pé tẹ́lẹ̀ ìwà ni owó kọ́lé tó kò gbé sí owó kọ́ ló gbé sí ní ìwọ tó lè gbé sí náà nìyà ilé ìjọba ti dẹ́ kí.
ó jẹ́ máa kàn tó ń da ẹ̀kẹ́ ó lè fọ́ àwọn gírèdì ní ẹ̀ kò ní ẹ̀ máa dùn pa ní bá gbé sí
wọ́n á dàbí wọ́n ní kí n ò bẹ̀rẹ̀
ó jẹ́ máa kàn tó ń da ẹ̀kẹ́
tó wọ́n ń gbé kó.
Okay, Godwin, I think you can continue. I believe everyone should be able to hear you now. You can just start again. Thank you.
Okay, okay, no problem. Okay, no problem. I'm coming.
Okay, Godwin, I think you can continue. I believe everyone should be able to hear you now.
Okay, so I'll be starting again. So I said we're working with layers today. We're going to use show how GIS work with layers to create maps. We're not really doing any form of maybe hard analysis. This is still the intro class. So we're going to work with layers and see how we can combine different layers, different shapefile to form a map. So let's go to our catalog. So I've added the data set to be using in our folder GIS intro, and these are the data sets. We'll be using the data set from here, Washington State, and from this CRM. So I'm going to be using this two. So let's start with the largest of all the data set. Let's start with the row, the states. Yeah, I'm going to start with the state. So I'll just drag and drop this here. So I'm going to be using this tool. Okay. So let's start with the. So I'm coming. Let me check the projection of this data set. Yeah, I'm going to start with the state. So I'll just drag and drop this here. So I'm going to be using this tool. Okay. So let's start with the. So I'm coming. Let me check the projection of this data set. So I'm going to start with the state. So I'll just drag and drop this here. State plain Washington South. Okay. Sorry, I just want to change the coordinate system. We'll deal with coordinate systems later, but I just want to change something here. State plain rotating south. Sorry, I just want to change the coordinate system. We'll deal with coordinate systems later, but I just want to change something here. Okay. Let's just continue with it. Later we'll fix the coordinate system. So we are putting the states. So next we're going to put, we're going to place the counties. So counties, this is county is like I would like states in Nigeria. If you're working in Nigeria data set, that's how counties are like. So this is it. These are the counties here. So let's say you just want to form a map showing the counties of the United States. You're okay with this. This is okay for you. What can you do? You just go here. So what have we done? We've placed the United States shapefile, and we have now placed the county shapefile on top of that shapefile. So we are working with layers. And if you look at this, these are polygons. These are polygons. You just go here. So we have individual polygons here. Individual polygons here that come together to form this whole polygon you have here. Individual polygon. So we are working with layers. And if you look at this, these are polygons. What can you do? Let's say you want to just form a county map of showing the counties of the United States, or let's say map showing states in Nigeria. It's very similar to it. You can basically just go to labels, the labeling properties. We go to labeling properties. We look for which of these attributes tells us about the labels. But how can we know that? We don't know that. That means we have to go back to the attribute table of this data. So we look at the attribute data to kind of know some given parameters, and from here we can see that the counties are named by this column here called names LSAD10. So this is the column that names the counties. So with that, we can go back to our label and look for that column or that feature. I call it a feature or a column. This is it. So double click it, make sure the expression is okay, apply. Then you go back here, right click and click on labels. So this should show you now. So you can see. So right here now we have a map showing the counties of the United States. Not a really full map, but this is a very good representation of it if this is just what you want. So let's say this is not what we want. We want to show, instead of now the counties, we want to show some of the cities in the one of the major cities in the United States. So what do? Let's first of all turn off the labels here. Then we go to our data set here, which shows city. So these are our city data set. We just drag and drop it here. So right now we can see that we have what? This is the city. You can see the color is coming up with. If you don't like the color, we can change the color. We'll do that later. So this is the color is coming up with here. So these are the cities here. All these small dots. So let's say we want to form a city map. All we can just do, we do the same thing. We look at the attribute table. Look at the attribute table. You can see that it is represented by name. So we can go to the labels. Can go to the labels, go to name. Okay, it's already at name, so it's already applied. So we can just go back here, right click and click on labels. So this basically will give us a kind of map of the United States showing all the major cities. Not really showing all the cities. So something like this. Let's say this is not what we want. Let's say we want to show roads. We want to show road data. So we go back to our catalog here. We go to roads. But let's leave roads for now. Let's say we want to identify some places, like some farms where they rear cows in the US. So we just drag and drop. Now because these farms are like very, very, very tiny, as we are dealing with the whole state in the US, they are going to be points data.
point data. When we did our previous intro class, we talked about the three forms of vector data: points, line, and polygon. So what do you use points to represent? You use points to represent, depends actually on the scale of the map. If we're working with a large scale map, we might represent these farms as polygons. But since we are working with a small scale map, that means we are covering a large area. These farms, since they are relatively small with respect to the area, the whole of the United States we're looking at, that's why they are represented using point features. Is that okay? So we can look at the attribute table of this data. You can see this is the names of the farms. So if you want to form a map showing the farms in the dairy farms in the United States, so this is it. So let's go to this label and let us pick, I think it's facility. So I'm going to double tap it, apply, then come here and show label. Okay. Oh no. I wonder why it's not showing. I'm coming. Maybe I need to zoom in a little. Hmm. I don't know why it's not showing. It's supposed to be able to show the names of the data. Maybe because they are too clumped up. Probably that's the reason. Because they are actually too clumped up. You cannot actually present names to show show the distinctness for each farm. Probably because they are too clumped up. So this is basically how GIS works. So GIS works with layers. Basically, what we have just used now, all we have been using are vector data. But that's what we're using for today, just vector data. So this is how it works with. So with this now, we can say, oh, we are getting there to create a map of the US showing the dairy farms. So let's work with that. Let's now try to do something. Let's do something. Let's close this dairy farm and let's look at road line features. Where is it? Road here. So let's pick one of these line features here. Let's say lines and click on it. So these lines. So with this now we can look at the roads network. Let's look at the attribute table of this. So this is the attribute table of the lines. It gives us the direction, the region where it's found, and all of that. So you can see I found in different regions. It won't give us the length and the state route. So if we want to do a map showing the road network of the United States, one of the road networks, we have more line features here. Let's add this one called prop. Okay, I think it's the same thing. So let's remove that. Let's try this other one, please. I think they are all the same, just different names. So these are GIS works. GIS works with layers. So let's do something now. Let's go back to just counties, yeah, and let's see something called we have talked about labels. So look at something called symbology. So I'm going to look at symbology now. Look at this now. You have these colors. If you load up these files on your system, you get different colors than this. So we can basically change the color depending on how you want. For example, this Washington states, this state background here, we can change it to anything you like. Actually, you can change it to, let's say, this. That will be the background color. Then this county here, we can, if you don't like what you're seeing here, you can basically come to properties and pick one from here. So these counties, we can put this and press apply, and we have this. So we have basically changed the color. So apart from just changing the color, it does not show me anything. The color is just changing. But now let's do something. Let's go back to the attribute table of this county. Let's look at some features in the attribute table. Look at this feature here called pop. This is the population of each county in 2010. So let's say we want to form a map showing the populations in the United States of individual counties. Let's want to do something like that. So take note of this pop 10. This is what we're going to make use of. So we're going to, why is this thing changing? Okay, so we're going to, let me remove the background. We're going to right click this, go to symbology. We're going to go to not single symbol now. We're going to go to unique. Let's go to graduated colors. Draw quantities from graduated colors. So we click on that. So now we're going to find that pop 10 talked about. Where is pop 10? Yeah, this is it. Pop 10. Okay, so that is that. Now let's change this class to, I think 5 is enough. Let's just use 5. Let's use 5. This is already saved. If you don't like this color, let's see. Okay, let's use this. Let's just use the color. You can change the color if you like. Now look at what this is showing. This is showing, you can see what we have here. We have a form of legend here. What this is doing is that we are basically kind of shown a map that shows the different spread in the population of different counties. So with this now you can say, oh, these places with yellow, this light yellow, has a population of about 2,000 to 60,000. This breaks. Yeah, just this in just more. Just instead of 5. So that's, I think that's better. So let's give it 10. You can change this color. There are any different amounts anywhere here. You can even show all. So there are many color, many to pick from. Many. You can choose something like this. There are many to pick from. Just pick the one that kind of suits you, which the one you like. So there are many to pick from. I see. So many to pick from. Choose the one you like. Let's use this for example because this is actually so distinct, very distinct. So we can see that these places with ash here. I'm coming. Let's look at this. Let's go back to that red we used initially because it's gone. So let's see. Red. Let's use this red we used before. Okay, so this is with light like labels so that we can know those places we are talking about. So exactly now we are getting somewhere. This is looking like a map. So we have this Ferry County. So we can see that Ferry County we have about, let's say, 2,000 to 4,000 people living there. Somewhere like the Pacific County, we have about 21,000 to 29, or is it 13,000 to 21,000 people living there. Somewhere like King County, for example, now it's very populated. We have about 795,000 to about 2 million people living in these regions here. This King County, Pierce County, and all of that. So you're basically forming a map already. This is already looking well like a map. So this is the power of symbology. Symbology does basically helps us to kind of categorize our data based on some certain attributes we have in our attribute table. This is why we in GIS we just don't work with spatial data. We also work with what attribute data combines together to form geospatial data, GIS. So This is the power of attribute data. Like, why I don't need attribute data in my create maps. It is this attribute data. So with this now, we already getting something that looks like a map. You can just put in your background Washington state like this, and you can do some things like your layout. Put your north arrow, put your what's it called, your scale, your legend, and you have a map going for you basically. But we are not doing a. Or should we do a full map? I don't know. We're just looking at certain this. We are going to do a full map later on. So now let us look at what was it called? Let us look at a map showing the dairy farms we talked about. So let us on the dairy farms layout. So from here now we can see these are the dairy farms, the purple ones here. If you don't like the color, you can still change it. Just double click this. It's going to load up the city. Okay, so I can't really do anything with this. So you just close it. So let's look at the city data. Let's close the dairy farm. So this is the city now. Let's look at the city attributes table, whether there is something we can use symbology to do here. So let's look at this now. Let's try and see if we can present cities that are major cities. So let us something else. So let's go to we are going back to symbology. Hello, can you? Okay, okay, thank you. So let me continue. So we are trying to, what I'm trying to do here is, I was talking about category data. So we're looking at trying to identify those regions in the cities where we have major cities. So I was trying to explain the difference when we use unique values and graduated values. So I said we use graduated values, you can see when we have quantities, we have like numbers, but we use unique values when we have like if the attribute is kind of in categorical. So that's when we make use of unique, things like yes, no, or different like type of cars or something like something that's categorical. And usually when you talk something is categorical, that means you're also saying that it works with text, not numbers, most of the time. So that's why I'm making use of unique values here. So I'm going to choose the field. The field you're working with is major city. So we choose major city. So with that now you can see we are having the different categories. We have yes. This null basically means maybe no also. So we are going to choose a color for this. We're going to choose a color. Instead of let's just go here. I want to choose a color for the major cities. So for them to stand out, let's give them black. Let's be black work here with this background. Okay, yes, it works. Can zoom in to see. So another thing, if you want to actually make a map of the major cities, we can now switch off the county. We can switch off the county label and turn on the city label. So that we can look at those major cities. Later on, maybe I can also do that in this class. We'll look at how we can extract some data from our attribute table to form layers. But that is for that time. So
Sorry, Gosby, can you hear me? Please hold on a minute too. I don't know why I'm coming. Oh. It seems like anytime internet is not strong, the connection is being disrupted. So I will be back. I'm coming. Okay, you can continue.
Okay, thank you.
Can you hear me?
Let's
Gosby,
continue. Okay,
I can no longer hear you. In case you can hear me, I say you can continue.
another data set and use selection on it, where is very very useful. So we are selecting King County now. So select it from. So you imputed the layer I want to use, County 10. That's
Hello, Gosby, can you hear me? Why can't I hear you? Are you still connected? Because I can't hear again. No. Are you recording? Okay, don't worry. Don't worry. Let me try it again. I don't know why it's disconnecting. Okay, okay, if you can hear me, just continue.
okay. Thank you. So we said where name. This is the attributes here. That's why it's called selection by attributes. We're using the attributes to select where that is equal to King County. So I'm going to
Sorry, Gosby, can you
apply.
hear me?
Let's see if we can get it.
Let's
Then
see if we can get it.
you can see we have a blue.
Let's see
Thank
if
you.
we can get it.
Okay. So you can see we have a blue. Let's see. And that means this has been selected. You can see it has been selected. Now, if you want to look for that, you just have to go here. That King County, and we can see its other attributes here. And what we can do is that we can basically create a layer from this. Let's say we want to work on King County, even let's want to work on the road network in King County. We can basically, but we need the King County shape file. We need the boundary file, but we don't have it. But we have a boundary file that contains all the counties. So you can use selection by attributes. We have selected it. The next thing we can just do is we go to how does it work here? Okay, we right click on this county here, we go to data and we go to export features. So once we export the features, let's call this feature we want to export as King County. Make sure you use underscore and no space. Don't put space when you're writing anything in ArcGIS. Make sure you use underscore to connect them. So let's this work. Let's see. So let us turn off the county. So as you can see, what we have here is a boundary shape file of King County. So with this, we have gotten. So with this, now we can work on just King County. So this is one of the powers of selection by attributes. One of the powers of the selection by attributes. You can basically use it to remove a layer from another layer. So you can say I have created a new layer of just King County. Very good tool to know how to use. Selection what's it called? Some shades. For example, here I can be selecting like this if I like, or I can select based on a rectangle. So every boundary or polygon shape file that that rectangle touches has been selected. Hmm? So let's do it again. So clear, clear. So that you press clear to clear your selection. So let's do it again. So let's say I want to get everything that touches this rectangle. You can see, and I can actually export all of this out, just like the way I did for King County. So clear. So you can almost like have a link to the attributes to know the attributes you want to select or the attributes you have selected. You can see the attributes of the features you have selected when you click on attributes. So clear. So you have other ones you can use. You have circle. So this will give you a radius. So any shape file within that radii or touching the circle will be selected. So you also have, let's clear. You can also make use of line. So I want to select everything like this. So that will be selected. You also have trace. Trace is like line, but is a, how would I put it? You just tap and you draw. You can see. But it's very useful when you zoom in though. Chase is very good when you want to get the boundary file itself. Let's say for this Shelling County now, I can click on trace and start from the top here. You can see and just trace or just follow it. Let me zoom in now because trace works with the more you zoom in, the more it's able to trace. Don't know why it's not tracing again. Okay, it's tracing now. Okay. For a second time. This tool will also be very useful when we go into digitizing. Very useful. So you can practice a lot with this right now as you're doing selection. In fact, it's just added in ArcGIS Pro. In the ArcGIS ArcMap, you can't use trace for selection, only for digitizing. When we get there though. Oh, sure. So it's selecting. I didn't trace it well though, so I don't know. Okay, it did select, but I didn't actually trace it. If I had traced it well to the starting point, then I felt would have just gotten only this Shelland County. Didn't actually trace it well. Well, let's just leave that for that. You can easily do that using your. If you want to get a particular region, you can easily use it using the attribute table method I showed you. So you can easily use the attribute table method I showed you instead of this method. So that is that for select. Yeah, we also have selection by location, but we'll look at so we'll look at this later actually.
Okay, guys, please let's try to round up by 3:30. We'll continue with the class by tomorrow.
Okay, no problem. We're almost done. I'm almost done too. We'll do the selection by location tomorrow. So basically, let's just go through what we have learned. So we basically looked at adding data to our catalog as I've done before. Looked at we looked at dropping those data into the GIS environment. We looked at working with layers, how we can arrange. Nothing I didn't think I actually said it. You can rearrange these layers. Let's say they were not arranged properly. Let's say you have these ones at the back. Because look at this now. If you have this down, this below country here, it will not show. That's when you were putting in the data, it did not show and it's down here. What you can do is that you can just drag it back up to where you feel is okay for you. So that's another thing we can do. So I think that's all for today. I think that's all for today. So we have worked on layers, we have worked on labeling, we have worked on symbology, and we have also worked on selection, how we can make use of selections. But let's just do one more thing because we still have like 10 minutes. Let's go to the attribute is Garfield County. So Garfield County is the county with the smallest population. So that is some things we can do with our let's say want to select let's do something with selection too. Let's say we want to select all counties with a population less than 20,000. All counties with a population less than 20,000. So we go to counties, we go to the new selection. So once go to pop 10. Pop 10 is instead of equal, we say not greater than 20,000, and we click apply. So with this, we have selected all of the counties with a population less than 20,000. Is it 20,000 or 200,000? Let's do that again, sorry. Oh, it's less than 20,000, sorry. apply. Okay. So you have actually selected all of the counties. These are all the population less than 20,000. So they already version uploaded. If you have missed anything, you can go back to it and you can go back continue the class tomorrow. We'll continue the class tomorrow. If you have any questions, section is on Friday. Our interactive section is on Friday. So without the class. So thank you all. Thank you all. And see you next time. Bye bye. Bye bye. Olubolu. Olubolu.
Yeah, Godswill, thank you very much. I can hear you.
Version Bolu. Bolu. Continue the class tomorrow. Continue.
Hello, Godswill, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Olubolu. Olubolu.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, it seems Godswill cannot hear me. Thanks to everyone that joined at some point. I believe we had lots of issue, like a whole lot of issue today, but we either switch back to our Telegram channel or we'll find solutions to the issue that we had today. So, and that I think this will be all for it. So, as a result of all the issues we have today, we will not be taking attendance.
Hello.
We will not be taking attendance. Let me see. So, as a result of the issues we have today, we will not be taking attendance. So, we would communicate every other information when necessary. So, thanks for joining. I could understand that the live stream is quite awkward today, like very bad. So we'll work on we'll provide solution to it. So I think this will be all for today. Thank you very much.